that we are in. And so let us begin by understanding this question. What is the importance of entrepreneurship in the era of COVID-19 and post-COVID-19? We probably would start from Dr. Shukla and then Dr. Dwivedi, and then Mr. Patel can reply to this.
Thank you, Dr. Mitra. It's a very relevant question, that what is the role of entrepreneurship or the responsibilities of entrepreneurs during this pandemic and post-pandemic. As in the beginning, you have said that entrepreneurship has been able to deal with several challenges, and I'm sure that very effectively entrepreneurs will be able to deal with this challenge as well, which has affected the entire globe. Currently, the entire emphasis of various governments, national governments, is on crisis management and saving lives as much as they can. But soon after this is going to be managed, I think the emphasis will be on how do we manage the economy. And it will be entrepreneurs, particularly MSME entrepreneurs, who will have to play a very, very important role. There are entrepreneurs who have come to the fore in response to solution of several problems. They have been able to come up with their various products, services, and I'm sure during this time also, immediately after we are able to do that, they will be coming with their own solutions and strategies. Already there are several attempts. One such attempt which currently we are doing, that is this online discussion. This is a technological solution to the problem. We are at different places, but we are able to discuss, and various institutions are engaging with their students, and lots of webinars, conferences, etc. are being organized, and very meaningfully these are being organized. So I'm sure that entrepreneurs will be able to play an important role in post-COVID as well.
Right, sir. And if you may give us your input, Dr. Dwivedi.
Thank you, Dr. Mitra. Yes, entrepreneurs are always very important people in the society. They always try to contribute a lot to the society, and this is again a very important time when they need to work and they need to contribute. In this pandemic, we often see they have devised many new business models to help the society. We are aware that a lot of e-commerce companies, a lot of other suppliers, they have identified many new ways to support the society, and this is basically required from the entrepreneurs, because they are getting everything from the society. They need to react on this situation. So as Dr. Shukla rightly mentioned that yes, in education also we are seeing that a lot of this video conferencing facilities have come up, and people are using all those facilities to deliver classes, sessions, and training programs. In almost every area in this pandemic time, people have come up, entrepreneurs have come up, and they are trying to do as best as they can to solve the problems of the society.
Right, sir. That's quite interesting. And Mayank sir, please.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Mitra. I believe entrepreneurship is going to play a big role in surviving this crisis and finding a solution for this crisis also. There may be a scientist who may come out with a vaccine for COVID-19, but there will require an entrepreneur to produce the vaccine on a large scale. There will be another entrepreneur who will deliver that vaccine from factory or a laboratory to billions of human beings. Also, during this time, it is the entrepreneurs who are going to come out with a very different models of doing business within the norms of social distancing and personal hygiene. Also, some entrepreneur has invented a facility like Zoom or WebEx, which makes interaction, sharing of knowledge, sharing of ideas together without personally sitting with each other. So this is the significance of entrepreneurship in this era, where entrepreneurs are going to drive the entire humanity from this crisis and bring them out together.
Right. So we understand that, we are at one hand, we are very anxious about what we are going through throughout the world. But then there is always a other side of the coin. There is always some positives. So, it's always wisdom lies in concentrating on whatever positives we have, and entrepreneurship is such a word that probably will show us the way in future. And with that, we would like to know your opinion, Dr. Shukla. And I have these questions which I was getting from viewers earlier also in the webinars, that what are the motivational factors which help in choosing entrepreneurship as a career option? And to start a business, which type of motivation is important in India? I mean, you can answer generally, and also what is India specific?
I would say that in general, there are three correlates for entrepreneurial motivation. Something which relates to the personal characteristics of entrepreneur. What kind of motives, what kind of traits he or she has. And the second is that what is emanating from the environment. What is happening? What kind of challenges? What kind of difficulties? And the third is the business idea or the enterprise that relates to the technology, the market, and all that. Based on that, entrepreneurial motivation comes. You might have seen that a lot of people who have been working in top positions in the government sector or in the private sector, and suddenly on a given day they decide to quit and become an entrepreneur, because they would have felt that yes, there are better opportunities and I would be able to match my qualities with those emerging opportunities. I recollect a theory which was pronounced a very, very important theory, and which came from this city only, city of Ahmedabad. Professor Dvijendra Tripathi, a noted business historian who has written, late Professor Tripathi, who has written Oxford History of Business. What he said, that emergence of enterprises is related to a constellation of forces, wherein he is talking of 5 such constellation of forces, 5 forces. One is societal values, beliefs, that what kind of values, beliefs are there. Based on that, somebody draws an inspiration, motivation. Second is that socio-political stability or instability. Third relates to the infrastructure, availability of credit, facilities, education, training, resources, all kinds of facilities which entrepreneurs require. The fourth is the governmental priorities, that what are priorities and programs of the government. And finally, the demonstration effect, contacts, networks. So these are all various sources for entrepreneurial motivation. Based on evaluation of all these factors, an entrepreneur identifies certain business opportunities and then assesses his or her ability to take that risk and mobilize resources, and then takes the first step in expectancy of reward. And that's the process of entrepreneurship. And in this process of entrepreneurship, role of motivation is very, very important. I would also like to mention here that initial when entrepreneurship is not a very old discipline. Hardly 50, 60 years of history we have. And initially people thought that entrepreneurs are born in a particular family or with an environment, and they can't be trained, they can't be groomed, they can't be coached. That was sometime in mid 50s or early 60s, a professor from Harvard, McClelland, came, and fortunately for us, for this part of the world, he conducted a series of experiments in East Godavari district of Andhra Pradesh, that is Kakinada, and documented a series of, they documented his experiments, the series of experiments in a book called Motivating Economic Achievement, wherein he successfully demonstrated that entrepreneurs are not inborn, they can be developed, they can be trained, they can be groomed. And what he called that entrepreneurial motivation, and central characteristic to that entrepreneurial motivation, what he said was achievement motivation or need for achievement. And then he suggested several exercises, methodologies to tutor, to coach, to develop, to train entrepreneurs. And a lot of institutions have taken the thread left by McClelland and have started entrepreneurship development program, the lead of which was taken by government of Gujarat through GIDC, the first program when it was organized in the country in 1970. And since then, a lot of institutions have been organizing entrepreneurship development programs. But to sum up, the motivation plays very, very important. And if motivation is not there, probably it would be very difficult because of other factors. So that personal characteristics and that to entrepreneurial motivation within that personal characteristics is central to entrepreneurial successes. Thank you.
Right, sir. And as you were mentioning in your whatever you have said right now, that entrepreneurs can be groomed, can be trained. And so what would be the entrepreneurial traits and what are the entrepreneurial characteristics according to you, sir?
Research and various researchers and practitioners, they've been able to debate on this, and there is a trait theory and then there is a competency theory. Trait theory that those who are successful entrepreneurs, they possess certain characteristics or tendencies, and the competency theory says that once they practice, then they are able to become competent entrepreneurs. In general, if I have to say, the basic enterprising tendencies are, as I said earlier, need for achievement, which is central. Need for autonomy is very important. Risk taking is important. That risk taking or managing risk, which is very, very important. Calculated, moderated risk taking, creativity and innovation, drive and determination, and an ability to believe in himself or herself, which is called internal locus of control. These are the basic characteristics, and if we are able to work on all these characteristics and also what you call learn from the environment through socialization practices, proper socialization, we are able to develop these, which results into the competencies. And Macri-Land, along with several others, they have conducted research in different countries to demonstrate that what actually makes an entrepreneur competent. So they have come up with a list of 15 such competencies through the multi-country research, and which is practiced by various institutions like initiative, proactiveness, concern for quality, efficiency orientation, systematic planning, self-confidence, ability to persuade and influence others, monitoring, concern for others' welfare, including your own employees. All these are the competencies. But competencies can develop only when you have that trait. The basic minimum potential, if you have, it can develop into competency. And it can make an entrepreneur different from others, more effective from others. And I think that is very, very important for entrepreneurial development. Even in development process, if you focus on this competency development, you can make or you can develop. The chances are that an average entrepreneur can also be developed into an effective entrepreneur, competent entrepreneur.
Okay, and sir, if you just mention a little bit from your personal experience, because we consider you almost